the 50 generations of Torah scholars, princes of Israel, fathers of the tribe of Joseph, sons of Zadok the priest, masters and rulers of this congregation. Of us it is written, "You are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek." Let us renumerate the lineage of our order and recount how the Torah was passed down from one generation to the next in an unbroken line. In the beginning, the Torah was given by Elohim to Adam. Adam received the Torah and transmitted it to Seth. Seth received the Torah and transmitted it to Enosh. Enosh received the Torah and transmitted it to Kenan. Kenan received the Torah and transmitted it to Mahalalel. Mahalalel received the Torah and transmitted it to Yared. Yared received the Torah and transmitted it to Hanok. It was the same Hanok that ascended to heaven on Shabuath and became seated at the right hand of Elohim. After being taught by the archangel Uriel about the heavens and their celestial movements, Henoch returned for a time to teach his sons the Torah. Henoch received the Torah and transmitted it to Methuselah. Methuselah received the Torah and transmitted it to Lamech. Lamech received the Torah and transmitted it to Noah. Noah received the Torah and transmitted it to Shem, who was also named Adonizedek and Melchizedek, king of Salem. Melchizedek received the Torah and transmitted it to Abraham. Abraham received the Torah and transmitted it to Yitzhak. Yitzhak received the Torah and transmitted it to Yaacob. Yaacob received the Torah and transmitted it to Yosef. Yosef received the Torah and transmitted it to Reuel, that is Yithro the Midianite. Reuel received the Torah and transmitted it to Moshe. Moshe received the Torah and transmitted it to Yeshua ben Nun and Aaron, the brother of Moshe. Aaron received the Torah and transmitted it to Eleazar. Eleazar received the Torah and transmitted it to Phinehas. Then there was a falling away of Israel from the Torah, which was then transmitted to haMishpatim, the judges. The Torah came to the Mishpatim by way of the Holy Spirit, for at that time there was no man in Israel who knew the Torah. Othniel received the Torah and transmitted it to Ehud. Ehud received the Torah and transmitted it to Shamgar. Shamgar received the Torah and transmitted it to Deborah. Deborah received the Torah and transmitted it to Gideon, that is Yerubbaal. Gideon received the Torah and transmitted it to Abimelech. Abimelech received the Torah and transmitted it to Tola. Tola received the Torah and transmitted it to Yair. Yair received the Torah and transmitted it to Jephthah. Jephthah received the Torah and transmitted it to Ibzan, Elon, and Abdon. Ibzan, Elon, and Abdon received the Torah and transmitted it to Samson. Samson received the Torah and transmitted it to Micah. Micah received the Torah and transmitted it to Eli, the same Eli who did evil while serving Elohim and caused the Ark of the Covenant to go into exile among the Philistines. Eli received the Torah and transmitted it to Shemuel. Shemuel received the Torah and transmitted it to Shaul and to Nathan. But Shemuel later regretted teaching Shaul, for Shaul was unfaithful. Nathan received the Torah and transmitted it to Dawid. As it is written, Dawid wore a white made of linen, and when he had ascended 6 steps, he sacrificed a bull unto Elohim. Dawid received the Torah and transmitted it to Shlomo. Shlomo received the Torah and transmitted it to Ahiah. Ahiah received the Torah and transmitted it to Shemaiah. Shemaiah received the Torah and transmitted it to Eliyahu Hanabi, who was taken by Elohim into the heavens. Eliyahu Hanabi received the Torah and transmitted it to Elisha ben Shaphat, who received a double portion of the Torah. Elisha ben Shaphat received the Torah and transmitted it to Yonah ben Amittai, the son of the Shulamite, who was sent to preach against the sins of Nineveh. Yonah ben Amittai received the Torah and transmitted it to Hosea. Hosea received the Torah and transmitted it to Jeremiah, who transmitted the Torah to several disciples before the exile. Jeremiah received the Torah and transmitted it to Baruch. Baruch received the Torah and transmitted it to Yeshua the high priest. Yeshua the high priest received the Torah and transmitted it to Abiah. Abiah received the Torah and transmitted it to Zikri. Zikri received the Torah and transmitted it to Zachariah. Zachariah received the Torah and transmitted it to Yohanan HaMatbil. Yohanan HaMatbil received the Torah and transmitted it to Yeshua HaNazari, who is called Moshiach. Yeshua HaNazari received the Torah and transmitted it to Yaacob ben Zabadi haTsaddik. Thus, the Torah was passed down from teacher to disciple for 50 generations in an unbroken line from Adam to Yaacob ben Zabadi haTsaddik.